In this next section that we are headed into, there's a couple main ideas that you have to keep in mind to be successful. The first is, if I see the term 2x, what does that mean? It means 2 multiplied times whatever this value of x is. If x is 1, then the answer is 2. If x is 2, the answer is 4. When you see a coefficient in front of a variable, it means you need to multiply. So for example, 4y means 4 times y. And we don't know, that looks like an x, we'll do an asterisk, 4 times y. We don't know right now what the value of y is, but we know that when we find it out, we're going to multiply it times 4. Okay, keep that in mind as we go into this next section. I have a system. It's up here. It's 2 equations. A system can be 2 or more equations, but here I have a system of 2 equations, and I need to find out where they intersect. Where do they meet? What is the solution? Well, we have already learned that you can graph them and find out visually where their intersection is. However, you don't always have graph paper handy, and the equations are not always in a nice, easy graphing format. Here, you see that one of them is. Can you tell which one is ready to be graphed? If you said the top one, you're correct. The top one is in what we call slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. In this case, y equals 6x minus 11, or plus a negative 11. So that's already in graphable form, but the other one's not. And so the graphing is not the best tool to use to solve this. We're introducing you to the second tool called substitution. I'm going to rewrite this second equation. I'm going to spread this out. It is negative 3 times y. Remember, we just talked about what does it mean to have a negative 3y or minus 3y. It means 3 times y equals negative 7. It's the same exact equation, although I just spread out. The problem we're faced with right now is that we can only solve equations with one variable. And here we have 2 variables. We have an x variable and a y variable. So we have to figure out, how do we get an equation that only has all x's in it or only has all y's in it? And the best way to do that is to substitute. When you get a substitute teacher, is your current teacher there and the substitute teacher is there? No. The regular teacher leaves, goes home, stays home, and isn't there. That's my ice maker in the background, sorry. But the regular teacher leaves, and in comes the substitute. So I'm coming over here to the 6x minus 11, because that is what y equals. And this is coming in to sub for the teacher for the day. So now I'm going to put parentheses around what I substituted in for y. This is what y is worth. Y is 6x minus 11. So again, this equation says negative 2x minus 3 times y, or minus 3 times the value of y. Well, what is the value of y? 6x minus 11 equals negative 7. So at this point, we can solve this whole equation, because this equation has only one variable in it. And we just need to treat it like all the equations we did in January, where we're going to start by distributing, combining our like terms, solving for x. So let's do that. Start by distributing. Negative 3 times 6x is negative 18x. Negative 3 times negative 11 is positive 33 equals negative 7. Now I combine my like terms. I get negative 20x plus 33 is equal to negative 7. Now I'm going to subtract 33 from both sides. I get negative 20x is equal to negative 40. Divide by negative 20, and x is equal to positive 2. Okay, so now what? Are we done? Well, yes, we solved for x, but remember, we're looking for a point on the coordinate plane. And the point on the coordinate plane has two variable spots. It's an ordered pair, an xy ordered pair. And so we found the x value, but we have to find the y value. And in order to do that, we have to substitute it back into either one of these equations that are original equations. Well, the easiest one will be y equals 6x minus 11. And I know what x is. X is 2. So I'm going to rewrite this. Y equals 6 x, we said is 2, minus 11. Okay, so all I did was substitute in the 2 for the x. Now, y is equal to 12 minus 11, which means y is equal to 1. So the solution to my system, instead of graphing it and seeing the intersection, it is 2, 1, which is the x, y value order pair. And that is solving by substitution.